So clearly, Toyota lately can't get their shift together. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a time in which Toyota engines are grenading, and some of them are just self-combusting, or I should say, bursting into flames. Now, I'm not here to add more fuel to the fire, but I do believe I might have a world record in my hands. Care to see what I'm talking about? Then you might want to stick around. Wouldn't normally do this, but here's a little behind the scenes. This is the latest and greatest. Some odd reason we're still looking into it. This particular one is going to need that big old box, which is this transmission. 495 miles later, decided to go on vacation and quit altogether. If you ever were wondering what the backside of that engine is going to look like, this is it. I find it to be very interesting. Always a little bit on an angle. Something that most people might overlook. Kind of obvious from the backside here. The turbo is sitting, of course, somewhere over there. But yeah, just a little behind the scenes. Let's go ahead and fix this one up. Quite a little while later, we are back in business. A few things I want to share with you guys. Check out how thick that drive shaft is. For comparison, this is my fist. It's a pretty big, not so heavy drive shaft. Thought that was very interesting. Also, some improvements can be said about the frame. I like the way they're doing things. It's all boxed in. It seems like they took extra steps in ensuring this thing is sealed up. Hey, I guess time will tell, right? But I do like that. Very beefy sway bar, as you can see here. Now, as far as the transmission, again, you guys see how the engine block itself is crooked. Interesting how that works, because it mounts into the block, which is crooked, but the trans itself is actually straight. Just an interesting little point there, but yeah, was an interesting job nonetheless. Fairly simple. I'm sure the following one I will do it a lot faster, but we will see what these Tacomas reliability wise bring. I got a bit of a confession to make, guys. I have yet to been able to take a Tacoma for a test drive, meaning our future platform power wise for the 4Runners. So I say to myself, you know what, I don't really have the proper mount for the windshield, but why don't I give you guys a first reaction? This is one that's sitting on the lot. I still don't quite understand how they can make that big of a jump when it comes to the price. But as you guys can see, this is basically the same kind of deal as the one we are about to go test drive. The one that happened to have that little inconvenience, if you will. That is your MPG. Not ridiculously better than what we had. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I still just don't understand why we couldn't be working with the proven V6 that we had. Anyways, let's go for a test drive, and I'm gonna bring you guys along together. This is basically, for me, would be the same experience as for you guys. I have never taken one of these out on the road. It just never worked out that way. I'm the guy behind the scenes fixing them, and let's face it, what I do want to give you guys with this small little clip is that this is not very common, and if there's one thing you can count on is that Toyota does make things right. And of course, at this low mileage, which by the way, I should probably show you guys the mileage on this vehicle. It's unbelievable that it needed a transmission, but that goes aside. That's a side point. Yeah, that's the actual mileage of this vehicle. That is insane. Few things to point out over here. Let's try to get that out of the display. I do like that. So you now got a little gauge there for your transmission temperature. That warning light's kind of annoying that it keeps popping up. It will do that if you're at idle. But yeah, I like the way things are looking as far as this center console here. I can't say I'm that big of a fan of this color that carries on to the door panels. I think that looks hideous, but you guys let me know what you think. I just think it's a bit much. It is my understanding that they don't all come this way. A little bit of TRD here and there. But let's go ahead. Let's see how this feels. Test drive of this 4-cylinder turbocharged engine for the first time. And again, guys, remember, I'm doing this on the fly. I apologize in advance. I'm going to have to hold the phone, which may make the footage a little shaky. But I'm going to do my very best to try to translate what I'm actually experiencing here with you guys. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. This is definitely going to be a shaky one, but we will see how this goes. All right. Ooh. Oh, she's got a little bit of pickup. Now, mind you, I got to go through all the gears with this brand new transmission, and I can't really beat on it too much. But yeah, that's quite interesting. Of course, all of the gadgets fighting against me with what I'm doing, the inputs. You know, the lane keep assist. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I usually turn that off. I find that to be extremely annoying. I can understand why somebody a little older that does not have the same faculties as they once did might find that to be useful. Point in case, my father-in-law that's approaching 80 years old has that in his vehicle, and he loves it because, let's face it, it does help him stay within the lanes. But enough of that. We're going up a hill here. Let's see how she behaves. I mean, it feels very plasticky, guys, everywhere I look. Noise-wise, I don't know if that's picking up through the camera. It is fairly similar to what I'm used to with my 5th gen 4Runner, but you know, it's got good space. Seems to be very versatile. Cup holders, of course, always a must, and they seem to be in the correct location. I don't know why some of the Germans just can't seem to get that one right, but yeah, otherwise, you know, it's just your typical vehicle. I can't really say still for this price point because I personally think they're a bit overpriced. But if you can't overlook the fact that you're dealing with a 4-cylinder engine, then I think you're going to be okay with this one. I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out a way to mount this phone so I can really give her the beans, if you know what I mean. I got a little bit of a straight here. Let's see what she's got. Of course, the guy with the Subaru had some cute ideas, but oh, she's keeping up. That is definitely breaking the speed limit right there. Wow. I don't know if it comes through on camera, but I can actually hear a little bit of turbo noises, and that's always a plus to me. That is going to be all for this particular one. Going to go ahead and bring her inside, double check to see what we got as far as codes, and she should be good to go. Toyota is, of course, on top of things and trying to rectify this situation. I don't particularly know what went wrong with this transmission. I was told to replace it along with the torque converter. That was a must. And they wanted it back because they obviously are going to tear it apart and investigate to see what happened with this transmission. Are there other cases? That's what I'm hearing. I'm not entirely sure about that. This is the very first one that we have gotten in our dealership on these newer 8-speed transmissions that are paired up on these Tacomas, and that you should also see on the new 4Runners. Now, with that being said, keep in mind, Toyota is the type of company that has been doing it and will continue doing it. They will make it right, guys. Don't feel scared to buy any of these new Tacomas. If I can say anything as far as driving experience after the fact, and I had some time to sit on it, the 8-speed transmission felt a little bit as if was constantly trying to hunt for gears. That's at least the feel that I got from it, from being used to driving, you know, the FJ now and the 4Runner, which got that 5-speed. With 8 speeds, actually, I want to play this clip and just watch what it does. As far as that goes, I mean, if it helps with fuel economy, then by all means, it is something that I personally would have to get used to. I just feel like it's hunting for gears, dropping them, getting them back up. There's a lot going on. But again, 8-speed transmissions have been around for a little while, so I guess we're just catching up to the rest of them, correct? I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Do stay tuned. There's a lot more coming your way. 4Runner stuff, FJ Cruiser, RAV4, S2000. I need to fix this car once and for all and stop being so lazy. But as always, if you did enjoy this episode, do not forget to smash that like button. If you haven't done so, don't forget to subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next one.